Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to focus on punctuation, specifically commas. In an earlier video, we discussed about how you would use commas using coordinating conjunctions. Today we're going to look at a few more instances in which you would use a comma. So two other instances where you would use a comma would be after an introductory expression, which we'll talk more about, and also after an adjective clause, which we will discuss further. So let's go ahead and take a look first at introductory expressions. Okay, so introductory expressions, quite simply, are words or phrases which come before the subject in a sentence. It's a way of introducing an idea or an additional concept before you jump into the meat of your sentence. So in the first example I give, I say, in 2019, I started a small business. So for this one, I have my subject, which is I, and started, which is my verb, and a small business, which is the object of the verb. So we'll just refer to it for now as just the complete predicate. So my whole sentence is actually, I started a small business. However, I'm introducing some additional information. In this case, I'm saying in 2019. So this is my introductory expression, which I segment or separate from the rest of the sentence using a comma, which is right there. Now my second example, I have last week we found a great deal. So my subject in this sentence is we, found is my verb, and a great deal is the complete predicate. So last week in this example would be my introductory expression, which, just as I did earlier with the first example, I'm separating from the rest of the sentence using a comma. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the other instance where you would use a comma. So now we're taking a look at adjective clauses. Simply put, an adjective clause is just introducing or providing additional information about a noun. An adjective clause is typically non-essential to the meaning of the sentence, or rather the intention of the sentence. Meaning, because it's just additional insight or additional information about the noun, it doesn't necessarily pertain to the function or the purpose of the sentence. If you were to try and identify an adjective clause in a sentence, you would typically, though not always, see that it begins with who, which, or that. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of examples of an adjective clause and where you would use the commas in those sentences. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first sentence. So in the sentence I have, my friend, who I've known for 5 years, is late. Now the purpose of the sentence is simply to tell you that my friend is late. However, I'm introducing an adjective clause to share some additional information about my friend, who in this example is my noun as well. So let's break down the sentence. We've got my friend, who is both the noun and the subject, correct? Who I've known for 5 years, is late. So I've underlined the true core elements of the sentence. However, the adjective clause, again, provides additional insights or information about the noun, which in this case is my friend. So I'm also separating my adjective clause from the rest of the sentence using those commas. Let's go ahead and take a look at that second sentence. So in it, I have my cat, Mr. Chunks, who is 4 years old, is currently napping. So the core or the true intention of the sentence is for me to share to you that Mr. Chunks is napping. Okay, so the adjective clause in this sentence, which again is sharing some additional information about the noun, which in this example is Mr. Chunks. I'm telling you, oh, he's currently napping. Doesn't really have much to do with the, again, intention of the sentence. It's just additional extra information. So I'm segmenting that adjective clause from the rest of the sentence using these commas, just to make sure that I'm creating a pause. So the purpose of those commas, as with commas used anywhere in a sentence, is to create a pause. This pause mimics speech in the same way you would pause in between different ideas in a point you're communicating verbally. Thank you again for joining me for another video. In this video, we focused on where and when to use commas, specifically focusing on introductory expressions and adjective clauses. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the next one.